So my plan right now is to rip up these 2 grasses, because this is where we're gonna put our raised beds, and then start to remove those stones, and then we'll also build a raised bed over there.
Looking back at the good times before it all went down. Climbed right up.
Oh my gosh. Good morning.
Different view of my life. You left me blind.
Well, the world looks extremely different.
Good morning, you guys. I can confidently say I have never, not once, never in my life have I started a vlog in here. You are currently in our little tiny shed, and I have some big high hopes for the shed, plus a little addition that I'm going to be making. So I thought we could make this into one epic vlog slash DIY bonanza. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name's Amanda. I love to cover style, lifestyle, and travel when I can, and today we are going full-on lifestyle in the home section, home and garden, because we're going to be redoing the shed. I want to show you a couple of the pictures that I absolutely adore, and then I'll show you the outside of the shed. Today, Scotty and I, so that I don't have to talk outside just in case our neighbors are out, because it is weekend, and they're going to be like, what's that girl doing? Today, Scotty and I are going to be cleaning up around the back of the shed. It's absolutely covered in weeds. Now they do have some what's called screening down, so it's that like black thin material, kind of like a matting that you put down, and that's supposed to help against weeds, but dirt on top of that, weeds have landed, and those have just absolutely grown. So I want to remove all those weeds, put new screening down, put some small gravel down, and put some patio stones so that it's completely clean around our shed. The plan for us today is to do that, to complete that. So we'll also do a trip to Rona, probably, my favorite place in the world when it comes to home things. And then I think what we'll also do is start to clean out the shed just a little bit. We're gonna clean out the side of the house too, but that has nothing to do with this project. So I probably won't include that in the video because it'll just be boring. It's just us moving dirt and maybe planting a couple of things. I want to build a window box for the front outside the window. I also want to find a couple of pairs of shutters because I have a very specific vision for the color and the look of this shed. And I think if you like The Notebook, you're gonna like it. I want a white house with blue shutters. That's all I'll say, pretty much. Don't bear the lead here, Amanda. And then we're gonna do some general gardening. Yesterday, I finally got out in the garden and started cleaning up some of the weeds, and oh my gosh, it felt so good. It was slightly raining, but it was like amazing for the soul. Just to be in the dirt, cleaning things up, not gonna lie, saw a ton of different types of bugs, and I just had to be like, it's okay, this is their home. This is their home. I also have a goal of creating some raised beds, and by the end of the summer, I wanna host a dinner in my backyard for me and my girlfriends where I do a long table and we dress up in pretty dresses, and this is lit up with beautiful lights and it's just stunning. So let's start this garden shed makeover. I feel like this is gonna be a really good one. In all of the excitement of this, side note, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm really excited to show you this process. Got our little tripod out here. Sorry, Rosie. So this is the current shed situation. This tree, I gave it a little trim yesterday, but I really want to shape it nicely, so I'm gonna ask my neighbor if I can use her trimmer. I cleaned out this front garden, but I think I just want to plant big hydrangeas so it's billowing there. And this is a hydrangea I planted last year. I didn't think it was doing well, but it's actually doing great this year. And then this is the mess on the side of the shed. So that's called screening, or I guess it's like just a planting mat. I think screening actually might be the tiny stones that you put on, but nonetheless, the goal is to clean all of this up so that we can put pots and just have some really good outdoor storage there. This is our current situation when it comes to the window box. So I'm gonna take that off, and I actually wanna build one myself, a nice wooden one, on top of the shed. Oh yeah, and then 2 shutters on the side of there. And then on top of the shed, we have regular shingles, and I kind of want to put on some of the wooden shingles. Rhubarb, our neighborhood bunny, lives under there. And then you can see the side here too. Really, it just needs a solid cleanup. And then, side note, this is the garden I cleaned up yesterday. This is the lilac tree that Lynn, our old neighbor, gifted us when we left our old place. She was like, maybe you can plant this in your new home and remember me by, and it has been absolutely flourishing in this location. Inside, it was doing horribly. We thought it was on death's door. We thought we were gonna have to buy a new one and just tell Lynn that's the one, but no. As soon as it was planted, it's doing well. Hosta is great for shade, and this is the Bobo hydrangea that I planted last year, and I literally squealed the other day because I saw that the little buds were actually starting to come out, so we are gonna have some flowers soon. In terms of that tree, we're gonna leave that there, and then I'm gonna actually cut this garden off and build a raised bed all along this side garden. Move those hostas to the side of the house so no hostas will be injured in the making of this project. I purchased this last year at HomeSense. Absolutely adore it. If you can get into HomeSense sooner than later, I bet they'll have some of their cute garden stuff. That's just like a little cloche for things to grow up. And around this tree, I'm gonna remove these stones, build a garden around the tree, and then here we might do another little raised bed. And then outside of the shed, not only am I gonna paint it, but I'm also gonna build some sort of greenhouse contraption. So a lot of high hopes for this little project. Okay, so the side bits officially clean. They looked so bad before. And then if you walk past here, a little water for rhubarb. And then this side as well, officially clean. And I just spilled her water. Okay. Scotty has officially joined me as well. We're gonna go get the screening and the stones to go beside the shed, so we're gonna go to Rona. Scotty has officially entered the chat.
What's up, everyone?
We are just pulling up to Rona now. We're gonna look to get that black mat, like I was telling you, and then some small pebbles, and then I wanna find some nice patio stones that we can also put down, just so it's nice and clean and easy. Lots of weeds to get out of there, but it honestly wasn't too buggy, so it wasn't too big of a deal. And then besides that, not right now I'm gonna get this, but I also want to look at the patio stones to make a really cute pattern outside of the front door, because we're gonna be removing those too. Oh, I just want to get flowers. These are kind of nice because they're like, yeah, you want round ones? And then there's also like these kinds. Ooh, I like these actually. Ooh, these are nice. You don't like those as much? Okay, let's take a look around. You're like, nope. Yeah, these ones are bigger. By me. Scotty still has to have it. We both brought these out, but he did the majority of the heavy lifting. He did all this heavy lifting, which is awesome. Each of those bags weighs 60 pounds. And he also was so clever because the top of these stones has this texture to it, but the bottoms are nice and flat. So what we're gonna do next is, as you can see, we are a little bit bumpy here. We've got to remove these extra stones so we can seal it up quite nicely. And then Scotty's got, oh gosh, oh my god, oh my goodness. I mean, it's not her fault, it's his. So we've got this screening. This is a professional weed barrier. So we're gonna cut that. It's really easy to cut. We're gonna cut that so it fits nice and snug. And then I actually have never seen these before. These are little staples that you basically can staple this down with. It says use landscape staples. So that's what we grabbed. And then Scotty just grabbed the scissors and the mallet. Woohoo! Okay, so back to the first spot of what I showed you. So we kind of made a little bit of a mistake. Let me see where the lighting is best for us here. We kind of made a little bit of a mistake. So, oh, I'll put you on the stone. Brilliant. There you go. A little on the stone. Do a little side lean. So we kind of made like a little bit of a mistake because it's quite uneven and we thought we'd be able to even it out with the gravel stones, but those are almost the last step. And yes, it will help it be even, but not as bad as it is right now. Our backyard pretty much goes on a huge slant, but I haven't told you guys, we have horrible clay soil, and on the side of our house, I need to move so much of that soil. It is so heavy, it is so annoying. And I literally threw my back out last time I did half of it, but this is an incredible hack because instead of driving it down the street and putting it in the big open field, not dumping because it's dirt on dirt, okay? Come at me in the comments. But I can now take that soil and put it here, level it out back here. So I'm literally getting 2 jobs done in one go. So let's officially level this. I'm not gonna vlog this because it's gonna be like watching paint dry. And then I'll get back to you when we're putting down the stones. I've been slugging dirt for the past few minutes. I gotta show you what I just did, but we just had a downpour. It absolutely chucked it down with rain. So we had to run inside, but I mean, we're only working with mud, right? I mean, how awesome does that look? So nice and level, so much rain, oh my goodness. And then this is this side. Incredible. Wow, that's so cool. So I guess that's how the rain comes off the roof. Right there. Okay, so I'm gonna keep doing this and then we'll add the screening back on. This is the side of a really good work day. Little alfalfa sprouts. I am at Tara. I just shot one quick little shot of being inside the store because I realized, oh, I could vlog some of this. I picked up some flowers for the side of our house and possibly even the front just to add some color, some annuals, begonias and geraniums, and then the rest of the plants for the side of the house. So I will show you that little, it's kind of like a border garden when it's done, and that will mean 2 absolutely huge projects will have been completed just today. So happy about it. Good morning, you guys. Welcome to day 2 of fixing up this little dream shed, and this day is going to be a lot more exciting. I mean, honestly, the way that Scotty and I are obsessed with how clean the sides of the shed are, it is like the absolute chef's kiss. There's a couple things we're gonna be doing today. This is so funny, I forgot my phone is here. Scotty's like, it looks like you're wearing a body cam. I am, always. So the thing we're gonna start with today is we're gonna power wash the shed. I've never power washed anything before, but you do have to be careful. So I'm going to power wash the shed, not to get the paint off or anything like that, but to just kind of clean off. I feel like you would have seen in a couple of the last shots that there is some kind of greenery and some like mossy bits on the bottoms of the shed just from having all of the weeds and everything like that there, moisture, etc. One of the things I really want to do is add some cedar shingles, but I was looking online and I might need a little bit more assistance with that. So I think what I can get started on is power washing the shed, going to pick up the paint, painting the shed because we actually have great weather coming up. And then I'm going to go to Rona and see if they have some shingles because I would like to add some shingles. I want to add some hooks, some big ferns. I want to add some details. I have some other big plans for the shed. So today let's just kind of see how far we get. With the family, we're actually going to Wicked tonight, which I'm very excited about, and we'll be in a different vlog. But yeah, so I only have till 3:30. So let's get started. Let's power wash the shed. And I think I'm gonna make sure I have a really good like before and after, because obviously things are gonna look so different from this morning and moving on after I get some paint on there. So it's gonna be a good one today. I cannot wait. As for this morning, it was garbage day, so I got rid of a lot of the waste and everything like that. I'd like to do something fun with this floor, but it's gotta be all cleaned up. So it could be a really good day just to kind of clean up the outside and as well the inside. I was debating on actually putting insulation here and drywall, but that will be maybe something we consider in the future, and maybe some storage and organization kind of pieces as well. So as for the power washer, this is the kind of bits that I'm talking about, like all the green under there, kind of get that all cleaned off. And then obviously any of the dirt that we were kind of slinging the other day from gardening. So get that all cleaned up. And then I'm also gonna take this off because I'm gonna be building a little window box that I can paint instead. I just went to Rona. I didn't realize that to do the power washer, I needed one of these. This is like a quick connect. So if you ever have an issue with connecting things with your hose, this is like, wow, you're officially an adult and a homeowner. Like, I wouldn't know I needed this until I needed it. And what's kind of funny is when I was talking to my parents, my mom kept saying like, yeah, it's the female one. And I'm like, Mom, that's such a weird thing to say. But it literally is the female connector. So that is something to know. I also just picked up a bunch of wood because I am gonna be building my very own window box, which I thought we could do today, depending on how we get on with the power washing. I could probably start doing that while that dries. And then I just stopped at Sherwin-Williams. I picked up a little lunch, stopped at Sherwin-Williams. I'm gonna go in now because I need to pick up the paint, because it would be really nice just to have it all on hand. So I'm gonna do that. I'm actually gonna pick up a blue that we're thinking about for possibly somewhere else in the house, because then I can test it on this trim just to see if we like it. So things are happening. Things are happening. It's a beautiful day too. And if you can kind of tell just through natural lighting, always difficult on camera, but this is the blue. It's called French Moire. Everything has been power washed, and I've also got my paints. If you look at the top of this one, you can see that little bit of blue, which is so exciting. And then for exterior white paint, I ended up going with Greek Villa, and then on here, it's French Moire. So that will be lovely, and the exterior paint I'm using is Duration by Sherwin-Williams. So gotta get that all set, and yeah, so now everything's nice and clean. I'm gonna wait for it to dry, and while I do that, I'm gonna start sanding off these little bits, because obviously this paint did not like the power washer, but it was already starting to chip, so that is why. so I have officially ended for the day. I am in pretty good sorts, got 2 sides done, and one side was the front, which is the most intricate anyways. So I think I have a system for the other 2. However, it's gonna be a little bit tricky because they are the walls that are against the fence. But that is a problem for future Amanda because I am about to wash up and get ready to go to Wicked. So I will catch up with you guys in this vlog the next time I pick up this little project, but loving how it's looking so far. I can't wait to show you with the trim color. I feel like that's when it's really gonna make a big difference. But we did a good job today. We are back. Thought it was gonna be such a stormy day, but I just got home from a trip to Toronto doing some work for content creation, and I looked at the forecast, I'm like, it's pretty blue skies out there. I don't think there's gonna be a storm. So we are back to painting. It is very windy, so I think it's gonna be tricky to do like the big rolls. So that means I have an excuse to start on the blue trim on the front. So I'm gonna take you guys outside. I'm just gonna get stuck in. I'm listening to a podcast just like before, and I will show you the paint. I will show you the blue. I'm so excited. It's called French Moire. And it, I think, is gonna be absolutely stunning. But I can't look at the shed anymore with the deep contrast of the dark blue and like the white not painted very well. I'm gonna obviously use painter's tape this time. And I'm gonna make it so nice and pretty. And then hopefully the wind just helps dry it. So let's do it. Good morning, you guys. Had a huge rainstorm late last night, and thankfully there was enough time for the paint to dry. I just checked it out and it looks incredible. I'm so excited, but there are parts of the shed that I could not reach with our little in-house 3-step ladder. So I was like, you know what? Instead of waiting to borrow one from someone, inevitably I'm gonna need a higher ladder anyways at some point, so I'm gonna go buy a 5 or a 6-step ladder that I can use to start painting. Rosie got me up quite early this morning, so I'm like, let's just get to it because it is gonna get really spicy here in Southern Ontario. And by that, I mean super hot, like feels like in the 40 degrees Celsius. So I'm just like, let's get to it. And also we have some really fun things to kind of make the shed look cute today. Yesterday as well on Wayfair, I ended up purchasing some shutters that are paintable because I want to have secured shutters, like they're not going to be operational, to either side of the window to make it look like a cute little tiny cottage versus a shed. So I'm excited about that and possibly build a window box. I do have to do something in our kitchen to adjust the kitchen nook, so I might just quickly do that today if I'm working on the saw. And we are like seriously rolling. I'm feeling so good about this project. I love when you basically just say, enough, we're gonna start. I'm just gonna do it and I'm gonna find time to do it. And so far I've only gotten like 2 sides to like 95% because I do have trim on the one side still to do, but 2 sides fully painted, which means I have 2 more full sides, and I actually might need to go get more paint because it's taking more paint than I assumed. I bet a better painter would have made this paint go a little further, but that's okay. But it's looking so awesome. I just don't want my neighbors to be looking and be like, why didn't she paint our side? So that when we look at it, it's not cute. So I'm gonna do that. I would love to pick up some Boston ferns or hanging baskets to hang off of the shed. There's this one house in our neighborhood that Scotty and I always say to each other, we're like, ooh, dream house, because it is so cute. It's like light blue with white trim, wraparound porch on the top and bottom, beautiful lanterns, the number of the houses and the cursive writing. It's got Boston ferns hanging around it, and it's absolutely stunning. And I feel like inadvertently I have made our shed into the super tiny version of that house, which has been just so fun. So let's get to it because almost the tough part's done. And I was looking up this thing last night. It's called a culpa or a culpo. Let's see, I'm gonna actually pull up a picture for you because it's kind of hard to explain. It looks like this. I would have loved to put one of those on the top of the shed. It's called a cupola, but I'm pretty sure you have to cut into the shed or this sits on top. I'm not sure, but they are very expensive, so I'm not going to be doing that. But I was thinking doing a weather vane could be really, really fun. And Scotty loves blue herons. We have one in our neighborhood that we are always constantly spotting. And so I was thinking what could be kind of cool, I hope this pops up, is I was on Wayfair and I found this company. It's called Good Directions. Let me pull this out down for you. And if you see, I mean, it is quite spenny. But how fun would it be to have a little weather vane on top and it's a blue heron? So fun! And they've got really amazing reviews. I have no idea how you would secure this, but I'm sure my dad and I would be able to figure it out. So let's go get a ladder. I'm gonna finish painting this morning before it gets too hot and before later in the week. And I feel like this project is almost done. And then I would love to host like an outdoor dinner, but then I guess my next project is the raised beds. We're doing a lot of stuff and I just feel like these are the kind of vlogs I love to watch. Let me know if that's you too. Back and oh my gosh, there's so much back and forth with getting things, going back home, forgetting my wallet. The morning has been off to a bit of a slow start. I have to go get another container for, like a plastic container for my paint tray. I always recommend getting these, obviously. They are like little protectors so that when you're done, you can kind of just get rid of it instead of cleaning out your paint tray. So I need one of those big ones to do the rest of the white. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna do the rest of the blue trim so I can basically just say that is done. And then I will go and pick up the things that I need to pick up. Plus, I was thinking about the window boxes that I want to make, in particular the one for under like this window here. And I had picked up a bunch of wood, but I think what would be even more advantageous is picking up some posts, and I hadn't really considered where I could get that, but I think I can get those at Rona as well, just in the lumber section, obviously, not in the indoor section. I was looking around there and I didn't see it, but it's obviously in the big lumber section. So I'm gonna go there because I was looking online. And then I got my hanging baskets, so we will also do the hooks today. Guys, I am so like dirty from being outside, but it looks so amazing. I just hung up some flower baskets and now I am working on, let me show you, I have these cool door things, but the only thing is I want them obviously to have the center point in the same spot, or else they'll be literally mirror images of each other. So we have those hangers, so I think I'm gonna have to move those hangers to the top on this one, which is going to be a little bit tricky because I have to have them at the exact measurement, but that's okay. And then here are the flower baskets. They look so cute. And then walking around the side, it is fully painted with the trim now. So when you walk along here, you can see all fully painted. And then along here with the lights as well, fully painted with the trim. It's looking so good. cleaned everything up. I've also put lights around the shed and it looks so good. The kids are all home from school, so playing outside. It looks incredible. I'm so glad that I got pink flowers to contrast with the blue and the white. And the hooks look so good. The little faux shutters, our neighbor has already complimented me on that choice, which is so lovely. And I can't kind of make my Instagram content yet because I actually ordered some paintable faux shutters for the sides of the windows that I'm going to install. So that will be the next thing. And then I want to get a hook and hang a wreath. It is looking so cute. And then as well the front of the shed. So there's still a lot of work to be done, but the paint is done and I am so relieved.